Welcome in. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I hope you guys had a good weekend and a good Monday. We absolutely crushed the soccer slate on Monday. If you are in the Discord or if you follow me on Twitter, I was tweeting out some picks for that. I was going to do a video yesterday, but there was only 3 baseball games, and yeah, I don't know. That was a weird slate. I don't know why there was only 3 games. Like, typically that only happens when we're around the All-Star break, which is still like 2 weeks away. So, I don't know. It was a weird Monday. There was only a few games, but we're back today with a baseball bet and a Copa America bet for tonight. I've had a really good time watching and betting on these soccer tournaments, so I encourage you guys to hop in the Discord or follow me on Twitter for my bets every single day for these soccer tournaments. They're still going on probably for another week and a half. And yeah, we'll have baseball the rest of the week. So these videos will be coming out around the same time as they usually do. Um, I'll try to have one out for 4th of July as well. So that's on Thursday. I'll try to have that out. I'll try and have that one out a little bit earlier because I know there's day baseball on 4th of July, but we'll see what happens. Let's dive in here. So, like I said, we're gonna have a baseball pick and a Copa America pick. Starting with baseball, we are gonna go to the late slate tonight, 9:40 Eastern. We are gonna take the Los Angeles Angels on the money line at -115 odds. This is an interesting matchup here. So we have Soriano going against Mitch Spence. Let me pull up their numbers here. These two pitchers are very, very similar. It's very interesting. Jose Soriano, Mitch Spence, both of them are kind of just average pitchers at this point, and both of them rely pretty heavily on getting ground ball outs. That's kind of their mo. They're not big strikeout pitchers. They are very much pitch to contact, get ground balls, and limit kind of their barrels and all that stuff. So let's just dive in here. Jose Soriano, I think he is better than Mitch Spence, but I think he's like a pretty good real life pitcher, right? This is not someone that we're targeting in DFS often because he only has a 20% strikeout rate for the season. But if we look at his advanced numbers, 389 expected ERA, 348 actual, so that's pretty spot on. And then a 61% ground ball rate. That's one of the highest rates in all of baseball. Like, that's the top of the top when it comes to getting ground ball outs. So, yeah, that's kind of what he relies on. And it's obviously going to be a good matchup for him here against the Oakland A's offense. As for Mitch Spence, same scenario here. 380 expected ERA, so about the same. 20% strikeout rate, about the same. Hard hit rate allowed, about the same as Soriano as well. But his ground ball rate is very good, 49%, but obviously not as elite as that 61% from Soriano. So yeah, two similar pitchers that rely on ground ball outs. Jose Soriano is one of the best pitchers in all of baseball in terms of getting those ground ball outs. If we look at barrel percentage, it's about the same as well, 8.3% and 8.3%. They literally have the exact same barrel rate. So neither of these guys give up a ton of barrels. They get ground ball outs, and that's kind of their MO. If we look at the offenses for both teams, they're also very similar. Neither of these offenses are good against right-handed pitching. Let's look at the Oakland A's. Since the start of last season, as a team, 304 WOBA, 142 ISO against righties. The Angels, 308, 161. So they're both pretty bad in terms of just their on-base average, and the Angels have slightly more power than the A's do, right? The A's really have Brent Rooker, and I guess you could put Shea Langoliers in there as well for their power threats. The Angels have a little bit more power, when you talk about Logan O'Hoppe, Miguel Sano, um, Taylor Ward has shown power at time in his career. Same with Willie Calhoun. So that's Joe Adell has power as well at the bottom of the lineup. So yeah, two similar pitchers, two similar offenses. The A's actually do have a slightly better bullpen. So typically I would be on the team with the better bullpen here, but I trust the Angels offense a little bit more. and I trust Jose Soriano a little bit more as well. So if I'm getting it at even odds, that's 2-1 in favor of offense, starting pitching and bullpen, 2-1 in favor of the Angels. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's very very close, but I like the Angels in this game, and then to further my liking of them, the Angels are the number one graded play in the moneyline predictor today. You can see on my screen 14.5% differential. Our numbers have them at an almost 70% chance to win this game, but it's even odds. So Angels money line is going to be the pick for me in baseball today. As for Copa America, we have a pretty fun game tonight at 9 o'clock between Brazil and Colombia. Colombia is on a 25 match unbeaten streak. I talked about them, I think, on the last video I did, or one of the last few we talked about Colombia, but 25 match unbeaten streak. Brazil, they're coming off a big win, but they still leave a little bit to be desired for me. Their talent just doesn't match up with how they play. It's kind of tough to explain. They will control possession a lot of times, but they just don't do a lot with it. And I don't know if they can win Copa America playing how they do. Like, if I look at just the odds to win Copa America right now, Argentina is the obvious favorite at plus 115. But then you have Brazil at plus 270, Uruguay at plus 500. I tweeted this out prior, but if we got a hypothetical Uruguay versus Brazil matchup, I would be betting on Uruguay in that game. I think Uruguay is a better team right now than Brazil. But I digress. Tonight, Brazil, Colombia. I'm going to play this as a draw at plus 230 odds. So if you don't want to put a full unit on a plus 230, you can go half. If you want to do that, half to win a little bit over a unit. So we're going to be taking the draw or tie in the Brazil Colombia game at plus 230. That's my pick for tonight. So, like I said, Colombia has played exceptionally well since the World Cup. They're on a 25 match unbeaten streak. And if you look at this game, it really doesn't mean anything. Like, both these teams are going to advance. I don't think there's a big gap in terms of what they could do if they win versus if they tie. Like, I don't think there's a lot to gain from either team winning. So I just don't know if they're going to go out of their way to push guys or risk injury, like especially later on in the game. Like, I'm sure, the lineups are going to be good to start, but as we get later into the game, I just don't know if they're going to want to risk, any injury or anything like that on critical guys when there's just nothing really to gain from, either side winning the game. So I think that the draw is pretty good here. Colombia, they have played above their head, but at some point, I have to respect a 25 match unbeaten streak. Like, they found ways to get ties and wins when they probably shouldn't. So that's going to be the play for tonight. Plus 230. I know it's boring and it's sweaty. It's very sweaty, sweating out these ties late in games, but that's kind of what we're going with tonight. I think that neither of these teams are going to push crazy hard. Now, I will say I would not be shocked if Brazil wins this game, but I'm gonna respect Colombia's 25 match unbeaten streak here, and we're gonna take the tie at plus 230. Looking at, I'm not gonna put this as official, but just looking at the anytime goal score odds, if Endrick starts for Brazil, I haven't even checked if there's rumors of him starting. I would not be shocked if he does start tonight, though. If Endrick starts for Brazil, that would be fine to sprinkle on an anytime goal for him. Absolutely electric, 17-year-old for Brazil. Would be nice, and he's had success with the national team already, even at his age. So that would be fun, if he gets into the starting lineup to bet on him to score a goal. He's like plus 200 now, I'm seeing. So that's something to watch out for. But the official play is going to be the draw at plus 230 odds. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. As I told you guys last week, we're into July now, so we're going to be doing these betting videos quite often. I'm going to be doing some season-long fantasy football videos. Those will be coming out here in the next couple weeks as we progress through towards training camp, so be on the lookout for that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any video that I post. Thank you guys for tuning in, and good luck with your bets tonight, and I'll see everybody on Wednesday.